We would like to welcome you to our release presentation for the release 3.3, which will be released on Wednesday, 30th of July. We've got a lot of new functionalities and optimizations, and we would like to show you the new functionalities in our version 3.3. First of all, the global or general highlights are a global search functionality for our online help. We support further languages and also Windows Server 2019 and 2020 support of terminal server. We've got an Appterix agent web login for password manager and for the on behalf enrollment functionalities. I will show you later, and a license management. Let's take a look into the live demo. Here you can see the Appterix management. We've got multi-language support now for Spanish and French. On the agent component, we also got multi-language support for further languages like Spanish, French, and Polish and Swedish. In our search section, we've got the help. And here you can see the information about the help for this section you have selected. If you would like to search, for example, for further information like password, then you can take a look on this section, like passwordless authentication and YubiKey lifecycle management, or you can search in the global search, for example, for password manager, which is not in the YubiKey lifecycle management section. So now it is easier to get some more information by the global search in our online help, but we also got the help center, which got further articles. And we've got license reporting and also the possibility to upload the licenses in our software to make sure that there are licenses enough. If there are not licenses enough, you will get information at the header banner section, or if, for example, the subscription will be ending, then you will get this information. On the client side, as mentioned, we've got the login functionality. I'm logged in as Lukas Koch in the administration. So I can use the single sign-on now. Here I can log out to the Appterix agent. Same for other. And I can also log in into the Appterix by this login section via FIDO2, Active Directory, Enter ID, or email address and password. And then you are logged in if you are allowed to the management of Appterix, and as well as to the agent to use further high secure functionalities like, for example, the on behalf enrollment. If you would like to enroll a YubiKey for another user, you need to make sure that you are Lukas Koch and not only logged in as Lukas Koch in your Windows operation system, which is shown here. And same for password manager, you also need to log in to the Appterix agent to make sure that you are the user, which seems like the user is logged in to Windows. Yeah, this makes it more secure because now we've got the possibility to recognize the user by the Windows authentication as well as by an own authentication for high secure functionalities like the on behalf functionality. And here we can see some further new functionalities of the YubiKey lifecycle management. In YubiKey lifecycle management, we will support in version 3.3 the security key for FIDO2 purposes and FIDO2 enrollment. We've got a certificate analysis. We've got the OTP enrollment, which is a very huge functionality And we also got the automatic enrollment. So if you plug in a new YubiKey, for example, you can see which enrollments are available and started immediately. You don't need to know about it. Appterix will show you this information by a pop-up notification. And we also got the on behalf functionality, as mentioned, to enroll a new configuration on a YubiKey for another user. And we also got the PIF enrollment without reset. So you can store certificates by several enrollments, for example, on 9A for Windows authentication of your Windows user, and another certificate for your IT administrator user account, for example, which can be done by another enrollment. How does it look like? Here you have seen I have plugged in a new YubiKey, the YubiKey C Fido edition, and I can see there's a new YubiKey enrollment available. I can say, okay, let's take a look and let's open the agent. If I have only been assigned to one enrollment, I can start it immediately. But in this case, I've got two enrollments. I can decide which enrollment should be done. I can say, ignore this for this YubiKey, or not now, I will do it later. But in that case, I will use the automatic enrollment. Click on Open, select the enrollment, like the OTP enrollment, which is new in version 3.3, and I can say, let's start with it. Then I click on Confirm, and now the OTP enrollment can be done, but this YubiKey got not the capabilities of OTP. Let's select another one which got the OTP functionalities, like the YubiKey 5 NFC. Here we can see OTP is available, and let's click on enroll or enroll on behalf, because this user, Lukas Koch, is the administrator of other users, and he can say, okay, I would like to do this enrollment, for example, for Adrian Fuchs. Let's do it. I can select the enrollment for this YubiKey of Adrian Fuchs as Lukas Koch. I can say, okay, let's select the user Adrian Koch. Here we've got it. And start. So I'm logged in as Lukas Koch. I'm allowed to enroll the enrollment configuration of this OTP enrollment for another user, like Adrian Fuchs, and I can start the process. Now I will be asked if I would really like to do it for Adrian Fuchs and not for Lukas Koch. And the OTP enrollment will be done automatically in background. The last step for OTP enrollment is to register the YubiKey in Yubico portal. I can do it. I can upload the information about the YubiKey now. My internet connection is a little bit slow, but this is, okay, now it's loading. Here we've got all information, and I can say, okay, let's upload it. After I've done it, after I've registered the OTP information on the YubiKey portal, I can click on continue, and then the OTP enrollment has been done successful in this case. Not for my user, for Lukas Koch. It has been done for Adrian Fuchs in that case, because of the enrollment on behalf of functionality. How can I manage it? Here in our Appterix management, you can see the enrollment. I've created some enrollment configuration, like this one I have used now. The OTP enrollment, I have activated NFC and USB applications, and then OTP for Yubico OTP has been configured, as well as for static password purposes. Here you can configure further settings. You can also change the methods. Not only Yubico OTP is supported, HOTP as well, static password, and challenge response, as you can see here. And all of these can be configured in detail with any settings which are available. we've got all of these information about the OTP enrollment. But this can be much more easier now with our Appterix enrollment. And the on behalf functionality can be configured here. Here you can say this enrollment, for example, of OTP or PIF or FIDO2 or anything else is allowed to be done for these users or user groups by self-enrollment and or enrollment on behalf of other users. Like Lukas Koch, he is able to do the enrollment on behalf of, for example, Adrian Fuchs, Ariane Lorenz, and so on, or all users. And the auto enrollment is the pop-up notification you have seen before. If I plug in YubiKey, which got not this enrollment done yet, I can see, okay, there's an enrollment and I can do it now by the pop-up notification, much more easier. Diff without reset can also be done here. So if you need to change any PIF, smart card functionality settings, here you can say, okay, there shouldn't be done any reset. This should be done additionally, and you can enter the PIN here as administrator, or you can ask. Same for management key. And now, for example, you can do more than one enrollment for PIF step by step. For example, for further certificates of other users. Yeah, these are the new functionalities of YubiKey management. And as mentioned, we also got the security key support now. So you can manage the FIDO2 pin hook. You can enroll FIDO2 capabilities. And in the journal, you can see there has been used a security key as well. To store information like PIN, PUC, password, banking information, etc., we've got the password manager in our Appterix agent component. And there's a new functionality which is called password sharing. So, for example, if you are storing your information about the management key, for example, there's the use case that you would like to share the management key of the YubiKey with the IT administrators. In that case, you can open your password manager in Appterix Agent. You can take a look into the existing credentials like here, and now you can share them with other users. Same for further credentials you can add here. Here you can say in the organization vaults that these vaults should be shared with other people. Yeah, the organization vaults are stored secure in the database, and the private vaults are stored locally. And the vaults which are stored on the organization database, they can be shared with others. No. In our Zero Trust storage access, we've got some newer sections like the dashboard functionality. Here you can see the usage of the external storages, like you know it from YubiKey management and application access. The look and feel is the same now. This dashboard is a click-in dashboard, so you can jump directly to the filtered view of inventory to see all Kingston technology devices like the Iron Key. Or if you click directly on inventory, you can see all of these devices. You can see further information about these devices, like the lost and found functionality. So if you have lost the external storage, you can mark it as lost. And if it has been plugged in on another computer, you will get a notification, hey, this external storage has been plugged in now, and the lost external storage will get back to the owner, like Lukas Koch, much more faster and easier. Same as you know by using the YubiKey management. In the journal, you can see about the usage, which access has been blocked, and so on. And in the status history, you can see when the external storage, for example, has been used the first time. This information about serial number, vendor, and product ID can be used for the allow listing. So here we've got the possibility to allow the access to specific devices like the Kingston Iron Key, but these can be from other vendors too. Only by a read access or by a full access on specific devices. Here, like here. Same for unique devices, devices which got a unique serial number. But now more transparency by the inventory function and same by the dashboard function. And we've got more transparency with our reports now. For example, if you would like to see how many devices specific users or organization units are using. We've got the report section here now, so you can see, okay, this user is using a lot of YubiKeys. Maybe he can hand over the one or the other to another user. Or, for example, if you would like to see which organization units are using YubiKeys now, you've got the reporting functionality too. Not only for YubiKey management, same for the Zero Trust storage access for removable storages. Here you can also see, okay, this user got 3 USB devices. Does it make sense? You can ask the user then, because you've got the information that this user is using a lot of devices, maybe. But all other are not using USB devices because they are not allowed to, for example. Yeah, and a newer information in our manual is also available. Now you've got the architecture picture of this client server component. On the left side, you can see the Appterix agent, which is the client component, which communicates to the server component, which can be stored on-prem as a managed service or as a software as a service. This server component includes the Appterix server, which got its own Appterix database on a SQL server. The Appterix server communicates to the Egomind platform as well, can be managed by the browser. The Egomind platform is the interface between Appterix and Entra ID as well as the Active Directory sync service. And for example, if you are enrolling a new YubiKey by the ADCS connector, the certificate will be stored on or created on the YubiKey itself. The public key will be pushed by the Appterix agent to the Appterix server. This will send it to the Egomind platform to store it on the ADCS by the Active Directory sync service. And here you can see the communications now. And the client component runs in user mode, so you don't need to have administrative rights if you, for example, register the YubiKey in Entra ID, because this is done by our Appterix Windows service for YubiKey management, but we also got Appterix Windows service for the application access, the Zero Trust application access module, and for access to external storages, access management, we've got a filter driver, which will be installed on the operation system as well by the installation of the Appterix agent. And we also got the support for RDP and Citrix client. So as you have seen, all of these changes are not only for one module, they affect partly more than one module. And now our password manager, our Zero Trust storage access, and YubiKey management got the most new functionalities, but there are highlights in every module in 3.3 as well. Thanks for watching our release webinar. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us. Thanks for your time. and have fun with Appterix version 3.3, which will be available on Wednesday, 30th of July 2025.